and welcome to another episode of This Old Kitchen, presented by Gibbs Farm. My name is Sammy, and today I'll be making a recipe for candied oranges from the 1911 edition of the White House Cookbook. The White House Cookbook was first published in 1887 and was written by Fannie Lamira Camp Gillette, an author and mother of King Camp Gillette, inventor of one of the best-selling safety razors, as well as Hugo Zeeman, the White House steward of the time. This book includes not only hundreds of Victorian-era recipes, but also advice on processing food and recipes for cleaning products and toiletries. There are also many food favorites from presidents in the past, such as a recipe from the Astor House in New York City for rice pudding, which was a favorite of Ulysses S. Grant. Each new edition of the White House Cookbook features an updated frontispiece with the current First Lady. Our 1911 edition has Helen Louise Taft. In the 19th century, oranges in the Midwestern and Northern states were a special treat and difficult to obtain at any time except midwinter when the fruit was in season in warmer climates. Laura Ingalls Wilder recalled the first party she ever attended where oranges were a show-stopping first course. The long dining table was set and ready when we got there. It was beautiful with its silver and china, its beautiful linen tablecloths and napkins. At each place on a pretty plate was an orange standing on end with the peel sliced in strips halfway down and curled back, making the orange look like a golden flower. I thought them the most beautiful thing I had ever seen, even prettier than the birthday cake in the center of the table. I expect that these candied oranges would have been a delicacy for anyone living in a colder state in the 19th century. And now it's time to make some candied oranges. The first step will be to peel and cut these 4 oranges into quarters. The recipe doesn't specify an amount, so I'm using my best judgment based on the amount of candied syrup I intend to make. Now for the syrup. The recipe calls for making a syrup in the proportion of 1 pound of sugar to 1 pint of water. That seems like a bit more than I need, and we don't want any to go to waste, so I'll be halving the recipe. That amounts to mixing 1 cup of water to 1 cup of sugar. I'm supposed to let it boil until it hardens in water. I could use a candy thermometer and look up the correct temperature for candied fruits, but I will do it the old-fashioned way and test the syrup in water. Now that the syrup has been made, I will dip the orange quarters in and let them cool and harden on a parchment-lined baking sheet. It does state that this syrup and method can be used with any fruit. Now we are done and we've made candied oranges. There were some doubts, but we succeeded. The recipe suggests serving these with the last course of dinner, but I'm going to be trying them as a pre-lunch snack. Well, you can't go wrong with a sugary orange. It tastes really good. I would say the candied syrup was just a little bit too hot still, I think, because it's like really hard to chew. It kind of gets stuck in your teeth. Thank Thank you for joining me on my candied orange making journey. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye!